Admiral Chun stared at the holographic display floating before her command chair, watching the swarm of red dots that represented humanity's greatest military mobilization in 3 centuries. 700,000 warships, from massive dreadnoughts to nimble corvettes, hung in formation across 17 star systems. Each vessel bore the black morning stripe of New Geneva colony. Population: 2.4 million souls, now reduced to irradiated dust. Fleet status report, Chun commanded, her voice carrying across the bridge of the U.S. Retribution. All vessels report ready, Admiral, replied Commander Torres, his fingers dancing across the tactical interface. The Titan-class dreadnoughts have completed their quantum field calibrations. The Wasp fighter wings are fueled and armed. Even the old Mars defense fleet came out of mothballs for this one. Chun nodded grimly. The Zephyrians had made their biggest mistake when they chose to glass New Geneva rather than accept humanity's diplomatic overtures. The insectoid species had emerged from the galactic rim 2 years ago, their biomechanical ships unlike anything in known space. First contact had been promising, until the xenoanthropologists on New Geneva discovered the truth about Zephyrian expansion patterns. The aliens didn't just conquer worlds. They consumed them entirely, stripping every molecule of organic matter to fuel their hive ships. New Geneva's researchers had been preparing to transmit their findings when the Zephyrian fleet arrived. The colony's last transmission was Dr. Sarah Kim's voice, clinical even in terror. "They're not taking prisoners. They're harvesting us." "Hyperspace ruptures detected," announced Lieutenant Park from the sensor station. "The Zephyrian fleet is dropping out of FTL, bearing 27 Mark IV. The display shifted, revealing the enemy formation. 60,000 bioships, their organic hulls pulsing with bioluminescent veins. At their center lurked the Harvest Queen, a creature ship the size of a small moon, its carapace scarred from 1,000 conquered worlds. "They're transmitting," Torres reported, on speakers. The bridge filled with clicking, chittering sounds that the translation matrix converted into cold, mechanical English. "Human vessels, you trespass in claimed territory. Withdraw or be consumed." Chun stood slowly, her uniform bearing the insignia of 23 successful campaigns. "Open channel. Channel open, Admiral. This is Admiral Sarah Chun of the United Earth Systems Navy. 2 weeks ago, you destroyed New Geneva colony. Today, humanity answers." She paused, letting the weight of her words settle. "You wanted to see what happens when you threaten a species that conquered its own world through warfare. Allow us to demonstrate." The Zephyrian response was immediate, a swarm of bioforms launching from their capital ships, each one a living torpedo guided by predatory instinct. But humanity had learned from New Geneva's sacrifice. The fleet's new quantum field generators created interference patterns that disrupted the bioships' neural networks, turning their greatest strength into a weakness. "All ships, execute pattern Omega," Chun ordered. 700,000 vessels moved as one entity, their formation shifting like a vast 3-dimensional puzzle. Particle beams lanced out in coordinated volleys, each shot calculated by the fleet's distributed AI network. The first wave of Zephyrian attackers simply ceased to exist, their organic hulls unable to withstand the concentrated firepower of humanity's war machine. But the Harvest Queen was adapting, its biomechanical intelligence learning from each exchange. Chun watched as the massive creature began to glow, drawing power from its escort vessels. It was preparing to birth a new generation of warriors, using the organic matter stored in its vast internal chambers. "Not today," Chun whispered, then raised her voice. "All Titan-class vessels target the Queen. Antimatter torpedoes, full spread." The dreadnought's massive weapons spoke with nuclear fire. Dozens of antimatter warheads streaked across space, each one carrying the destructive power of a small star. The Harvest Queen's defensive spines writhed desperately, but there were too many incoming projectiles. The explosion lit up the entire system, a brief second sun that announced humanity's arrival on the galactic stage. When the light faded, nothing remained of the Zephyrian fleet but expanding debris clouds. Chun settled back into her command chair as the fleet began its victory formation. The message had been sent, carried by the relativistic fragments of the enemy fleet to every corner of known space. Humanity had arrived, and they would not be harvested.